Alright folks, welcome back. This is Charles Thomas again here at J-Tech Institute. And today we're going to be troubleshooting a sensor code that we got here. Alright, the system that we're running is JAWS testing. And as you can see here, I've already got it pulled up. We have a boost pressure sensor. The voltage is shorted or high, which means that it's an open circuit. Alright, so what we're going to do to test this, since we got our code, we're going to come over here, grab our multimeter. We're actually going to disconnect the sensor. Okay? Once you disconnect your sensor, you take your leads and you test the AB. And the way you can tell the AB is it's actually on the pin, this pin here. So whenever you go to test, as you can see here, you got pin B and pin A. Okay, so what we're going to do is, we know that these two are on top by the clip. So whenever we go to test for our voltage, we're going to hit the two top pins. Now I should get a reading of about 5 volts. I got 5.3 volts, so that's good. Alright, little clip here. And we're actually going to short A and B together, or B and C together, which C would be your bottom. Alright, you just take your gator clip, set it on there. Alright. Come over here to JAWS again, and what we're going to do is we're going to refresh it to see if the code changes. Okay, if the code changes, then we got to replace the sensor. If not, there's further testing that needs to be done. Okay, as you see here, it still says shorted high, which means it's an ASE code. So the ASE code says it's high, but in all reality, it's actually an open. Alright, so that test failed. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take our gator clip off. And now we're going to disconnect the harness at the ECU, or ECM. So now to do the proper testing, we're going to come back over to the computer. Alright, we're going to click on our code to open it up. And we're going to open up our wiring diagram. Okay, as you can see here, this is our boost pressure sensor. You see it right there. Gives you a little animation of it too. Okay, and this is your wiring schematic. And A, if you follow it up, would be your common voltage, which means B is, as you can see here, off the fuel temperature sensor. Okay, the B wire is always your common negative, which means C is your communication. Okay, for this test here, we got to test lead B, which is our negative, and line C, which is our signal. The signal operates it, tells the PCM what, or the ECM what to do. Alright, so we got pin number 23 and pin number 30 is the two that we're going to short out to test the ECM. Okay, and the easiest way to do that is if you look around, somewhere there is numbers, either, hold on, there's either numbers on the side of the plug, as you can see here, sure you can see the numbers right there, or they'll be on the plug itself sometimes. But as you can see here, I've already got them pre-marked, so I know which two pins. We're gonna do the third one on the top, and then the second one on the bottom. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our little lead extension here, because it works great for this. And we're gonna just take the end of it here. We're gonna locate our pins, which is the third one from the top and the second one from the bottom. And we're just gonna take and clip them two together. Okay? So we're gonna come back over here to jaw. We're gonna get out of this. And we're gonna go back and refresh it to see if the code changes. If the code doesn't change, it's your ECM. If it does change, then we got a problem with the wiring harness. And pretty much you go by per manufacturer what they say the recommendations for correcting issue is. In this case, with this being a Caterpillar engine, Caterpillar often tells you replace the wiring harness. Don't try to fix it. Don't try to solder it together, because what soldering does is actually adds increased resistance in your wire. And sometimes with it going to the ECM like this, it can be very sensitive. Okay, now we got a lot of other codes here because we unplugged the whole wiring harness from the ECM. But the main one we're worried about is right here, the boost pressure. Okay, as you can see here, it says shorted low now, which means that it's shorted out, which tells me that it's in my wiring harness. But to confirm this, what I'm gonna do is take pin number 23, take my little test lead here so I don't mess up my connector. Okay, this is number 23 right here. Like I said, I've got this pre-marked. Okay, and what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take my multimeter, I'm gonna switch it to ohms. And what I'm gonna do is just take one lead, put it inside here, and then I'm gonna take the other lead and I'm gonna hit the C, and I should have ohms. As you can see here, I don't have any. It says OL, which is out of limits. Now if I switch over to this pin and you look, I have about 1 ohm roughly, which is good because there's always continuity in the line. So basically what that test tells me is that I need to repair or replace my wiring harness. Now, this truck here in particular is bugged. We can actually cause it to set different codes, like the boost pressure sensor and stuff like that. And what I'm gonna do before I reattach that, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go fix the code, and then I'm gonna show you the difference. Okay, now that I've changed the code over, I'm gonna show you the test one more time, except for this time, it's actually gonna show a reading. Once again, I'm touching my B pin. Or actually, sorry, I'm gonna touch my C pin. As you can see there, see how I got 1 ohm, 1 to 2 ohms, which is okay. And that's only because this truck is bugged. So we can make it throw codes that it normally wouldn't. Like this instance here, this was a test to kind of teach us and to show you on our videos how you would properly diagnose a bad sensor or if it's something else in the lines itself. But alright, and that's going to be it for this video. Y'all check me out on YouTube. Any questions, let me know. This is Charles Thomas signing out. Peace.